It's June 17th, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have a gun battle that changed American law enforcement, a break-in that toppled a presidency, and a final public execution. Let's begin. On June 17, 1933, a quiet morning outside of Union Station in Kansas City became a 30-second nightmare. Lawmen were escorting a captured criminal named James Jellyfish Nash back to prison. He was a bank robber, an escaped convict, and a man who's friends with the underworld. His officers led him towards a waiting car. The trap was already closing in. Gunmen appeared outside the station, armed and ready, and in seconds, the sound of machine guns tore through the morning air. People scattered, windows rattled, and the stone walls of Union Station echoed with panic. When the shooting stopped, 4 lawmen were dead. So was the prisoner they had come to protect. The rescue had failed in the most brutal way possible. At the time, the Bureau of Investigation, the agency that would become the FBI, had limited power. Its agents could not even routinely carry guns or make arrests. After Kansas City, that changed. Congress expanded the Bureau's authority, giving federal agents the power to carry firearms against criminals. The Massacre helped launch a new era of law enforcement as J. Edgar Hoover's Bureau went after America's so-called public enemies. A failed rescue, 5 dead bodies, and 30 seconds that helped create a modern FBI. On June 17, 1972, in the early dark hours of the morning, a security guard at the Watergate complex noted something that didn't belong. It had been placed over the latches of stairway doors, keeping them from locking. Frank Wills removed it and continued his rounds, but when he came back, the tape had been replaced. That's when a small detail became a national scandal. Police were called in to the Democratic National Headquarters. Inside, they found 5 men hiding in the shadows. They were not ordinary burglars. They wore surgical gloves, carried block picks, cameras, walkie-talkies, cash, and electronic bugging equipment. One of them, James McCord, was connected to President Nixon's re-election campaign. At first, the White House tried to brush it off as simply a break-in, a third-rate burglary, nothing more. But the evidence did not disappear. The money led to names, and the names led closer and closer to the most powerful office in America. Reporters kept digging, investigators followed the trail, and from behind the tape door, they uncovered illegal spying, secret recordings, and cover-ups reaching to the White House itself. 2 years later, President Richard Nixon resigned, and it all began with a security guard, a strip of tape, and a door that was never supposed to lock. On June 17, 1939, just after dawn in France, people gathered to watch a ritual that belonged to another century. Outside of St. Pierre prison, the crowd had formed in the streets. They were not silent. They were restless, excited, and waiting for a condemned man to appear. His name was Eugene Weidmann, a German serial killer convicted of 6 murders, including the killing of American dancer Jean de Coven. Then, he was brought outside, and the guillotine was waiting. For generations, France carried out executions in public, turning death into a warning for everyone to see. But this time, it felt different. The crowd surged, people shouted, and some treated it like a spectacle. Cameras appeared, even though they were not supposed to. Among the witnesses was a teenager Christopher Lee, years before he would become famous for playing a monster on screen. But what happened that morning was disturbed even authorities. The behavior of the crowd was so chaotic, so hungry for the moment, that France made a decision almost immediately. Public executions would end. The guillotine itself did not disappear. It would still be used behind prison walls for decades until the final use in 1977. The executions had not vanished. They had only been moved out of sight. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next eerie dose is just a day away.